Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to another edition of Marketing the Invisible. I'm Tom Poland, joined today by Dr. Marcia Reynolds. Marcia, g'day, very warm welcome. Where are you hanging out?
I'm in Phoenix, Arizona.
Where the sun always is shining, I'm sure. So from Phoenix, Arizona, little Castaways Beach here in Queensland, Australia. Well, let's get started. For those of you who don't know Dr. Marcia Reynolds, she's an expert on how to use your emotions to manage your mind. She has 4 award-winning books, is taught in 41 countries and reached tens of thousands of people online. So the subject today is how to outsmart your brain, and Dr. Marcia is going to tell us how to do that in just 7 minutes. So Marcia, our questions start now, 7 minutes. Question number 1 is, who is your ideal client?
I work with leaders, potential leaders, high achievers, and people with big dreams, but working in organizations, whether large or small.
Perfect. Thank you. And so question number 2, 6.5 minutes left still. What's the problem you solve for them?
You know, they get stuck in their brain. It gets all foggy, and the more emotions we have, the less we can see through the fog. And so what I help them to do is just to bring their thinking out and take a look at it. And if we can look at it out here, then they can see what's getting in the way of them making their choices, taking action. So it really is just clearing the fog and thinking more straight.
Could you describe that as a process of getting very conscious about what's happening?
It is very conscious, but in a way we can't do for ourselves. We don't. Our ego stops us from truly assessing and challenging our thinking. And so I want to challenge if it's an old belief I hear that they're holding on to, or they're making up what's going to happen in the future,
Right.
or they're stuck in what other people think.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, that's great, because that leads us quite nicely into question number 3 and 5.5 minutes left. What are some of the typical symptoms that people experience with that problem?
They feel stuck. They often feel these days overwhelmed. I don't know where to start. And so they come to the call, my coaching call, with like tons of things. I need to do this. I need to do this. You need to tell me what to do. And I don't. I just need to, sort through the mess. Yeah.
So question number 4 then, thank you. And we've got 5 minutes left. People become aware that their emotions are getting in the way, perhaps. They don't have the sort of clarity level of thinking that they need, and they're aware of those symptoms. They're going to probably try stuff. What are some of the common mistakes that you see people making before they find your solution?
They take either the easy way out, like they have a difficult conversation coming up and they find all the reasons not to do it. Or they do what they've always done in the past, and even though it doesn't work, it's the known and not the unknown. And so they'll continue to make the same mistakes because they just, aren't willing to step into what they don't know will happen.
Right, thank you for that. I have 4 minutes left. Question 5. Let's give folks a valuable free action they can take that's probably not going to solve the whole problem, but it might take them a step in the right direction.
Yeah. Even though we're not even out in the world yet fully with the pandemic, people are still moving too fast. And so really it's just taking a pause and doing this throughout the day and saying, what am I feeling? What is it I want to feel instead of what I'm feeling? And what you saw me just do, take a breath. Take a breath.
Beautiful.
That's the best thing is to, and it's about the exhale. Take it in, but give it a nice long exhale, because that'll start to shift your emotions and your perspective even before you start thinking again.
Extraordinary and so simple.
But we don't do it. We actually hold our breath when we're scared or we're irritated. We hold our breath, and we do that all day long.
Thank you. Question 6, and we've still got 3 minutes left. What's one valuable free resource we could direct people to that's going to help them even more?
Well, I have a ton of things on my website. I have videos. I have a visualization to open up our three intelligences, our head, our heart, and our gut. Um, there's all kinds of resources on my website that they are free and they can download, even if the first chapter of the book, Outsmart Your Brain, is available on the website.
Perfect. So covisioning.com.
Yep.
So folks, go to www.covisioning.com. You can also look for Outsmart Your Brain. You get a part of that completely free, videos, visualization exercises. Marcia, question 7, 2 minutes left. What's the one question I should have asked you but didn't?
I think what most people want to know is what triggers my emotions in the first place. For one thing, most people don't know what they're feeling. So I never ask the question, what are you feeling? Because most people don't know. I want to know what's going on, and I'll show you what I notice, and we'll talk about it. But the trigger is usually a social need. I'm not being heard. I'm not being valued. I don't feel safe. I feel like I'm losing control, and I don't have any predictability about what's going to happen tomorrow. So there's real typical triggers. If I understand my most common triggers, then in the moment that I'm feeling an emotion, I can also go to, what is it I really need right now that will help ease what I'm feeling. So it's not just shifting the emotions, it's getting your needs met. So again, I have on the website lists of triggers and an exercise on how you can identify that. And if you Google it, it's all over. My articles are all over the internet on emotional triggers.
They are sprinkled around the internet like confetti at a wedding. And that was, I thought that was priceless what you said. It's not just about shifting your emotions, it's also about getting your needs met. There's a ton of life transforming value just in that phrase, I'm sure. So folks, www.covisioning.com or Google search Dr. Marcia Reynolds, Marcia, Dr. Marcia Reynolds, and transform your life. Dr. Marcia Reynolds, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you, Tom.
Thanks for checking out our Marketing the Invisible podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to generate 5 fresh leads in just 5 hours, then check out www.5hourchallenge.com.